guys all doing?
Very well.
Doing very well. Okay, let's see. Flavio?
David.
How you doing, Flavio? I'm doing great.
I dropped by here to
So,
English and buy your course.
I'm sorry, the sound isn't very good. There's some hissing. Can you please repeat? You're doing what about the course?
Yes, a few years ago, I did your course, your training. I have much years that buy your training.
Okay. All right. So, you've been studying English?
Because I'm programming. And try
Can you hear me okay?
And try to
Okay.
more to make English better. Yeah.
All right. Flavio, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me? Kissing, and it's kind of enough. I don't know what's going on here. It's kind of hard to hear, but let's see what we can do. So tell me a little bit about your English. You're saying you've taken a course.
And I'm ready to make my English better. Do you hear me?
Here with
Entrou mais uma pessoa no chat e a internet caiu. Bom.
Se quiser estar no chat aqui em inglês, também.
Uai, esse cara é professor de inglês, ele é lá do Maranhão.
Ah, é?
É, ele dá aulas.
Ele está praticando inglês.
Estou praticando inglês com ele. Tranquilo.
If you need any advice or help, you can talk with us.
Yeah, ó. That's right.
Marcel has more experience than me, but I think I can help you too.
Aqui, ó. Quer conversar com ele aqui? É legal. Muito bacana.
É muito deslocado. É demais.
Hello? Flavio, are you there? Hello, hello.
O Bruno falou assim que talvez ele não querer fazer uma sessão com a
Hello?
gente.
Hi, David. I hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now. Okay. Very nice. So, I think you were telling me about more English books.
Okay.
Last thing I started hearing before it dropped out.
Okay. Do you wanna
Right?
read
Paulo just joined. How you doing, Paulo?
Do you wanna hear about my English? Okay.
All right. Hello. Okay. All right. Hello, hello. Test 1, 2, 3. Let's check out. How is everyone doing? Can you guys see the chat box down here? So in box, or I can see telling us about his English work. Those of you who don't know me, my name is David. Okay. You said I am because my friend is very sick. Someone else is here. Okay. You guys can type your questions in the chat. And there's the question box. Do you guys prefer speaking English or do you prefer speaking Portuguese? How's your level of English? Here's this type in there. Not sure if it's Flavio or Sabe or someone else who's watching. very nice to have you. Okay. Jocinei joined us. Hey, Jocinei. Thanks for joining. Nice to have you here. Jocinei, do you want to say something? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Ok, podemos falar em português também, se vocês preferem. No problem. A ideia aqui, eu estou aprendendo a usar o Google Hangout. Hoje eu estava mexendo um pouquinho, então achei que seria legal a gente poder bater um papo, conversar um pouquinho sobre a língua inglesa, ou podemos conversar em inglês. Whatever you want to talk about. Ok, Sabertech says, David, parabéns pelo seu trabalho, já comprei alguns materiais de vocês, são de ótima qualidade. Thank you very much, Sabertech. Fico feliz em saber disso. It's very nice to know. Hello?
Como é? Tá bom, beijo.
Hello? Somebody speaking? Quem quer falar alguma coisa? Ok. Se quiser, pode continuar digitando aí no chat, fazer as perguntas do Q&A. Okay. Essa ideia aqui, Israel. Hey, Israel, how you doing? Israel joined and Israel left. Okay. So we can speak in English. You guys can speak in English. Hello, Mauricio. How you doing? Marcelo, how are you? All right. Hello, hello. How you guys doing? Can you guys hear me okay? Anybody want to talk? If you want to say something. Okay, Jocinei. Jocinei says okay. Yes, hello. Yes, I can hear you. Who's this?
Oh, thank you for the invite.
Ah, you're welcome.
My English is not bad, but I am trying. I'm trying learning to learn English.
This is Marcelo. Is this Marcelo speaking? Okay, I think that's Marcelo. Marcelo, it's very nice to hear you. And speaking is important for practicing and developing your skills. So congratulations. You're doing well. How long have you been studying? Studying 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? Okay, so I asked if everybody could hear me okay. Jocinei said okay. Flavio said fine. So that's good to know. Glad that the audio is all right. So, what do you guys like to talk about? Querem falar sobre o quê? Querem falar inglês ou saber algo sobre a língua inglesa? How can I help you today?
Ah, não, gente, pelo amor de Deus, tá muito frio.
All right. We have a question here in the chat box. Okay, so while you guys are thinking there, until someone answers, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Okay, Flavio wants to know about politics. Politics in English. Wow. Talk about Trump, right, Flavio? That is the question of the day. Flavio, tell me what you think about the politics right now. What do you think about Trump? You can type in your answers in the chat box. Do you think Trump will be a good choice as an American president or not? Who would you vote for if you could vote? Okay, so Flavio says he's a bad guy to all immigrants, right, Flavio? Donald Trump is talking about kicking all the immigrants out of the U.S. All right, somebody else just joined here, Hitawaki. How are you, Hitawaki? And David. No, Davis PC. Yes, hello, Davis PC. How you doing?
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, we hear you good.
Fine, you. I'm fine. You hear me?
Right. How long have you been learning English?
So, I've been learning English for 2 years at the school. But this year, improve my English. I'm trying to improve my English. Every day, I learn something. I'm watching
Right.
episodes of the movies, the series.
Right. Good. Practicing every day. That's my friend Max Wedson. Hey, Max. Max was here, and then Max left. All right, Davis. That's great. Congratulations. You're doing well. All right. Josine wants to know if I have a method to improve listening. Josine, there's a lot of different techniques that you can turn down my volume a little bit here. Okay, so getting a lot of feedback. Anybody who wants to speak, feel free.
Hey, how do I say shut up?
Anybody have any suggestions for about listening? Okay, that's a good question. In English, we don't really have a word for shada. You said shada, right? Someone who has the same name as you. Is that the word you're asking? Shada?
Yes. It's my shut up.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. In English, we don't usually say, he's my shada. we have something, I'll type it here so you can see it. It's namesake. So you can say, he's my namesake, he has the same name as me. But usually I think namesake is more like someone who was named after you. For example, like somebody admires you, so they give your name to their child. But in English, we don't generally say xará like we do here in Portuguese.
Okay. Namesake. Okay.
Uh-huh. So, David, do you have any suggestions for Josine about improving listening? What do you do to improve your listening? You said you've been studying English for 2 years, is that correct?
Yes, at the college, but I don't. But this year, I'm starting improve the truth. Because 2 years at the school, I don't. I study only one day of a week. But this
Okay.
I'm focusing to improve my English. I'm trying to improve my listening, comprehension of the English. So I watch a movie or a series every day in English, the subtitle and the speaking English for practicing my listening.
Okay, so every day you watch movies and series. That's one very good way to improve your listening. Hey, Josine, how you doing? I see you there on the webcam. All right. How long have you been studying, Josine?
I am studying 3 years, more or less, but I begin and stopped. I begin and stopped, and uh, I can't to get fluency until today because begin and stop, and it's complicated. But now I am focused in
Focus.
in keep to improve my fluency.
All right, that's good. Flavia's giving a suggestion. He says, I hear music in preachers in my church to improve my English every week. So we'd say, I listen to...
Yeah, I have a question. You have tips for us to learn English about music, because music is very hard to learn. But you have to you know music is for easy for us to learn more fast. Don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Music, songs that are easy. Yeah, there's a lot of good songs that are easy. I would say, you know, if you're starting off, you don't want to listen to rap music unless you like rap music, because it's, you know, it will help you develop in a passive way. But generally, if you're using it to learn, then maybe some slow songs, like maybe some old songs like Frank Sinatra. There's a really good Frank Sinatra song that we were using with our student this week. I don't remember the name of it. It's about the moon. Let me see if I can find Frank. Type it in Google here, Frank. Yeah, Frank Sinatra. Something about the moon.
Okay. You said what else?
Fly Me to the Moon. Is a Frank Sinatra song? Yes. Fly Me to the Moon. So that's one song that we're getting ready to use with our students here because it's slow and it's easy to understand. So it's good to practice with. Hey, Wesley. Wesley just joined us here. All right. Okay. Yeah, the last video, I don't know if you guys saw it on YouTube. We recorded a video last week about listening. So let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. And the main idea, what I found, what works for me, is that when you're trying to listen, like a lot of students want to watch a movie and understand the whole movie, right? Are you guys like this? You want to sit down, watch the movie, and understand everything, right?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking.
When I watch the movie with subtitle in English, I comprehend, I understand more 17 or 18%, but no subtitle is difficult, very hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. So what I recommend you do, and what we were talking about in the video, I put the link here. Let's see, it's right down there in the corner, the link to the last video that I did with Claudio. We were talking about an exercise that we did with our students. You know, there's a lot of techniques. There's a lot of ways that you can practice your listening skills. So there's not, you know, just one way. But movies are fun because we like watching movies. We like watching series, and language is culture, right? So if you like something about the culture, then you can connect with it, connect language, have contact with the language, so that way you can develop your skills. If you like reading, if you like music, if you like movies, these are all good ways to improve your English, right? Josina is saying he listens to Colby, Calais, Jason Mraz, and other singers. Yes, those are all very good singers. So find things that you enjoy because that will motivate you to continue. But the main idea is, you know, start small. Start with a short section. Don't worry about starting with a whole movie, but take a short section and focus on understanding that. So if you take, you know, when I started studying French, for example, I would take just a short phrase or a short sentence, and I would learn the words, I would learn how they fit together, and practice it. And then as time went on, I would take a paragraph and study a paragraph. And then eventually I could study a whole page, or even listening without having to specifically study. So the main idea is start small, you know, and then like a snowball, it'll grow and grow and grow. So, for example, like you said, if you start a movie watching with the subtitles, you can understand a lot more than if you don't have the subtitles, right? So it's good because if you take, for example, in the video, I was talking about an exercise that we did with the students. We took a short section, about 4 minutes long, and we watched it in English without the subtitles. So at first the students didn't understand hardly anything. So then they understood 20, 30%. And we played it again with subtitles in English, and then they understood more, 40, 50%. And then we showed it a third time, and we slowed the audio down. For example, we were using VLC player. You can slow the audio down about 80%, so people talk slower, and then they could understand even more. So then as you go through, you look at the subtitles, you see the words that you don't know, and you can learn what those words mean. So you add those to your vocabulary, because building your vocabulary is very important for developing your listening skills. Because if you listen to words that you don't know, then you won't recognize them, right?
Right.
So it's important to constantly be building your vocabulary. So I think that's maybe the main 2 tips that I could share, is start small, focus on taking a small section and understanding that section, and then work on another section, and then that way you can grow your English skills, build your vocabulary, and then you'll understand more. So be like those 2 things, focus on a short section and learning, building your vocabulary.
Okay. That's a good 3 tips. Thank
All right. Hey, we got Mike. Mike Abner just joined us. Hey, Mike. How you doing? Oh, looks like Mike already left. Okay, so anybody else want to add to that? Alguém quer acrescentar alguma coisa aí? Or do you want to ask another question?
O povo tá com vergonha de falar.
No problem, no problem. This is normal. When everybody starts practicing, you're shy. Okay, Flávio's asking, o que é uma pessoa proficiente e uma pessoa fluente? That's a very, very good question, Flávio. Vou responder aqui em português, talvez fica mais fácil. Fluência, tem alunos que não conhecem muitas regras gramaticais e quando fala tudo errado, mas deixa fluir. Mesmo falando errado, consegue se comunicar, falar. Então eu diria que é alguém que é fluente. Tem pessoas que não sabem todas as regras gramaticais, mas na hora de falar, trava. Então, talvez uma pessoa proficiente, que quando fala, o pouco que fala é certinho, mas a pessoa não flui muito por causa disso. Maybe that could be the difference, Flávio. What do you think, Flávio?
David, what's the worst? Proficient or fluent?
The worst, like the worst person?
In this question, proficient and fluent.
Okay.
What's the worst?
Which is worse? Which is worse?
Which?
Which
Okay. Which is worse?
Which is worse? I don't think there's really a right or wrong. I think you have to develop both at the same time. If you focus on becoming proficient and you don't speak, then it's going to take you a long time to start talking. If you talk and you make mistakes and someone corrects you, then you learn from that mistake, which helps make you become more proficient, right? I mean, just like right now. You said which is worse, something about the worst, and so I corrected it. I said which is worse, so you learn through that. So I think it's important to develop both at the same time. You speak, use the words that you know, the phrases that you know, and then learn and improve both your proficiency and your fluency at the same time. I think it depends on your goals. If you want to speak English, then it's important to develop your fluency as fast as possible. So even when you're beginning, even if you make a lot of mistakes, don't worry and just keep practicing and speaking.
Yeah, I think the fluent is better because if you can communicate with other people, it's more important because you have to, you can se virar in other country.
Uh-huh.
In a travel, on a travel.
Yes.
By the time you learn more and more, and you arrive in the proficiency. You learn the proficiency.
Yes.
The time.
This is true. Yeah, I think fluency is important, you know, getting out and practicing and using what you know, even though you're going to make mistakes, but that's okay. Mistakes are the way we learn. I think a lot of people are afraid to make mistakes. You know, they're embarrassed of what people are going to think. They're ashamed of, you know, somebody laughing at them. But it's important that, you know, just like when we were children and we were learning how to speak without, you know, we're just practicing, we're using, we're developing a new skill. So like if you meet somebody and you say, hey, you know, I'm learning English, I want to learn English and improve, so if I make mistakes, help me, and then just start speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, David.
Hey, hello.
I'm a
Hello.
Japanese origin, Brazilian old engineer, and my daughter is going to the States next weeks. I don't know when, but he will stay about 6 months because her husband is working in an American company, and she wants to go with him. And I will recommend her to listen to your lessons in the internet. How do
Okay.
you say in English, se virar? Se virar.
CV.
I said. I don't know.
Uh,
Me neither.
I don't know really what means se virar. Do you have a
Yeah,
translation for this?
that's
Uh,
a very good question. I'm going to say turn yourself around, but that's not
Turn
correct. I
yourself
mean,
around.
that's
Okay.
translating. That's translating by the foot of the letter, right? Traduzindo ao pé da letra. But when
The Google is turning around.
turn around, right?
Turn around.
Turn around. Okay.
But
Okay.
it's
Turn
correct.
around. But
No, it's because it's an expression, so it doesn't have the same meaning. Man, you guys got me here. Um,
eu me viro.
yeah, we could say
Take
there's
care.
an expression. Pull yourself. I'm gonna type it here so you
Okay.
guys can
Take
see
care.
it.
This something like this.
Turn yourself.
Okay, you can
No.
say pull yourself up by the straps or pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That's
Oh, no. Too
one form.
complicated. Too complicated.
If you're gonna say to go to the U.S. and try to get by,
Get by.
that might be one way. Well, let's take a quick look here. What does Google say?
I will. Eu vou me virar lá.
Yeah,
I
you're gonna.
take care of the no, not I will. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate your lessons and I will recommend her because it's very useful. I have worked many years in American companies here in Brazil. I went to the States, I think 3 times, but if the Americans people, they speak very fast, I can't understand. Very difficult. They
Yes.
are not like you as a teacher, but
Uh-huh.
same thing in Brazil. Okay, but we
Yeah,
will
it's
say
usually one thing because students they study, and in the course the teacher speaks slowly, in the CDs the teacher speaks slowly.
sure.
Everything is in English. Then they, you know, spaz out. So, okay, here I'm looking at the Teclasop site, and I'm going to send you guys the link. You guys know Teclasop, Ulysses site? So here he's saying he's using to get by, to get by as a way to translate this expression, to get by.
Okay,
To get by.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I got by?
Yes, I got.
I got past tense. Yeah, past tense.
Okay.
Okay.
I got
Okay,
by.
you can also use make do. You
If I
see
say
farther down the page, it says make do. Make do with what you've got. Se virar com o que tem.
To make this.
if I say I got by myself, only got by, or I need to use I got
Yeah,
by
you could say I got by on my. I got by on my own.
Get by. You
my own.
type with
Can be.
Yes, my own. Typing it here, but
get by.
Okay.
should pop up there.
I got
I
by.
am made on my own.
Okay, there it went.
Okay.
I
Okay.
got by on my own. Or I was able to make do.
Get by.
And so anytime you've been, have you traveled abroad? Have you been there many times?
Pardon?
Whoops.
Excuse me?
Lost
Huh?
my headphones here. Back in. Okay, I was asking how many times you've been abroad. Have you traveled? Have you ever traveled to an English-speaking country?
Oh, it's with me. Well,
Yes.
I'm an old man, so when I was a student, I went to Europe as a student before the end of the course, and
Oh.
3 times in the States. But I'm not enough. I'm not fluent. It looks like that
Uh-huh.
I'm fluent, but I'm not. I would like to.
You're doing very well.
I have very difficult in verbs. It's
Verbs
past
are
tense.
difficult.
Yeah, terrible. Uh, I have to get some lesson from you or from somebody. When I was a boy in the interior of São Paulo, I used to listen to the VOA, Voice of America, talking to
Yes.
you directly from Washington. And still there is this broadcasting now. It's
Yes,
amazing.
they
They have
still
a
have it today.
special English
Uh-huh.
that they speak very slowly for foreign people. I like it.
Yes.
But it
You
is
know, a special English. I've seen their website. It's very, very good. Today, if you're still listening, that's a good tip too. The VOA Special English.
special
You can
English.
find lots of good material to develop your listening skills there.
You may print the text that is said, so it's very useful. You can print the text
Uh-huh.
and you can understand. Yeah. But the best way is
Yes, that's true.
to go to the state and get by there.
Uh-huh.
Shopping,
There you go.
transportation, everything. Okay, very good.
Yes, that's a very good use of get by. So you can go to the shopping mall and get by there.
Get by.
So what do you find of the verbs, like the conjugation or the tenses, when to use them?
Pardon, pardon?
What
Well, this
what do you find difficult about the verbs? Is it
for
the
instance,
conjugation?
verbs. Eu fui para Rio ontem. I went to Rio yesterday. Is this correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
I went to Rio yesterday.
but there's another way to say. There's some case that you have to say, I have been there, or something like this.
Yes.
I don't know who.
Past
Using
past,
the present perfect.
present
Yes,
perfect. Yeah.
Portuguese we simplify, we
It's
make it
hard.
easier. I have to train more, to study more this. this kind of use.
Have been é,
I have been to
be,
Rio.
é,
Well,
eu fui ao Rio, né?
I have been to Rio, but what is different with I went to Rio? I have been to Rio, all right, that's a good example. And when I use I have been to Rio and I went to Rio, what is the difference? It's the same thing. Ah, this
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there. I recorded a video about that last year. Let me see if I find it here, and then I can send it to you. David, do you have any good tips there? You've been studying about this recently?
No, this semester I studied at that number one at the college. This have been, I had, but this is hard. It's until hard for me.
Yes.
My understanding is, excuse me, my
This is too hard.
understanding is that I have been to Rio means eu tenho ido para o Rio.
I got my book.
Maybe once. And I went to Rio. I went to Rio once. This is correct? I think so. I went to Rio once. I have been to Rio frequently, every 6 months, every 4 months. This is correct. I have been to Rio.
Hey, you can use I had been no, I had been going to the Rio, no, or I had
I'm
been
going to.
to Rio.
I have been to Rio every 6 months. I went to Rio once, never more. This is correct. Kind of interpretation.
I'm looking here for the video. There's 5 ways that we use the present perfect, and it's complicated because when we translate to Portuguese, many times we translate into the simple past. Like you can say, we can use I have been to Rio, and you're saying eu fui para o Rio. You know, you're saying you've been there before, but you're not specifying the time. I'm trying to find the video where we talk about those 5 rules.
It's
But
hard to translate because when I started learning, I translated. Eu tive ido ao Rio.
Yeah.
I had. No, it's terrible.
eu tive ido ao
There is a past perfect and past perfect continuous, né? Past perfect continuous.
Yes.
When you went, you have been, but you continue there. Correct?
Yes.
That's right. I have been to Rio.
That's
Because you
perfect.
have the present perfect, you have the past perfect, you have the present perfect continuous, and the past perfect continuous, and
Yeah.
translated.
Okay. Good. Continues. Okay. Good.
Yeah, the verb have is I will use, but not translating, have in Portuguese, but in this case, né?
Eu tenho ido para o Rio. Means I have been to Rio frequently, every 6 months maybe.
But in Portuguese, it don't translate this. No caso, seria em português, eu fui ao Rio, não eu tenho ido ao Rio. É porque
Mas são diferentes, né?
não pode traduzir ao pé da letra, não.
Mas eu acho que dá. Let me speak in português. Eu tenho ido para o Rio every 6 months. Todos 6 meses. I have been to Rio every semester.
Em português você pode até falar assim, mas o inglês, em inglês não significa isso para eles, entendeu?
Não?
Significa somente eu fui ao Rio. Eu fui ao Rio, em português. Se fosse traduzir I have been to Rio, seria eu fui ao Rio, só isso.
Sério?
E no caso, eu fui ao Rio, você foi, mas você não está mais, você tá em outro lugar.
Agora, I have been to Rio, para mim eu tenho ido para o Rio. Eu entendo que eu tenho ido para o Rio com certa frequência, não é?
Não, no caso, there's different ways to understand. I have been ao Rio, você foi uma vez e acabou, você não... não necessariamente precisa dizer que você está indo várias vezes.
Ah, I have been to
If,
okay.
if I went to, let's say, one time of my life, I I can say I have been to USA only. Only one, menos se for uma vez, eu posso dizer isso.
Okay, anyway, it's difficult.
I know if that's correct, but the teacher can say better.
Okay, do you see that last link that I added here? I don't know if you can see that right down there in that corner. There's a link that I added to a YouTube video that talks about the present perfect. 5 ways to use the present perfect. And it's got some sentences in English with the translation in Portuguese. And most of them are pretty easy, but it's the last translation, the last way we use it, is the most complicated. So, anyways, you can watch that later, and maybe that'll help you. And then if you have more questions, we can talk another time. Guys, unfortunately, my time is almost up, and I have to go because I have to get ready for class. But I enjoyed talking to you. This was very fun. So thank you for joining me here.
Okay, thank you.
And I hope to talk to you guys more.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
David.
you, David, thank you, teacher. Thank you
Thank you for meeting.
Thank you for Hiroaki, David, Josenei.
Okay, nice to meet you guys.
Okay,
Okay.
Flávio.
Okay.
Nice to meet you
It's
too.
very cold here in São Paulo, but I'm freezing.
Really, it's very hot here where I am. In the
I am
East.
here in Curitiba. It's very
It's
cold
worse,
here.
worse than zero. Okay,
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye-bye. You'll have a good
Bye.
night.
See ya, guys. Bye bye. Nice to talk to you.
Hello.